Hello there folks and welcome back to some more Motorsport Manager on the TIJ channel. It's episode 2 of the Motorsport Manager Jaguar's Rise to the Chop challenge. The chop? The top. I can't speak like I was in, oh my god, look at this intro. Like I was in the first video. If you haven't watched that, make sure to go and watch the first video. If you have watched the first video, you'll remember we had an absolutely fantastic result with the two drivers and managed to pick up 14 points after for somehow finishing 6th and 7th in the Beijing Grand Prix. I don't know how we did it. It was just proven that it was change conditions, so it was brilliant. Doesn't look like we'll have changeable conditions for this weekend. We've got some cloud forecast, but no rain necessarily. And just a quick pointer, not a pointer, but kind of a notice. In the first video, because this is recorded, I've just rented the first video and I'm loading it now, but I couldn't get away from this because this is so addictive and just brilliant. Might not be saying that after this race because it might be a little bit of a bring down to earth, but I did notice that the quality wasn't great. Now I've tried to improve the quality on this video. Fingers crossed it improves. If it doesn't improve, I'm really sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Without the gameplay being smooth, I could increase the quality a little bit, but that'd just make the gameplay unsmooth and it'd be really uncomfortable for you guys to watch. Anyway, straight into what we've done over the 4 weeks after the Beijing Grand Prix. That was 4 weeks ago. Yes, it was a month ago. Okay then. So we haven't had any sponsors. We haven't had any more sponsors, which is why the budget's gone down a lot. What we've done is that we've actually got them brakes up to a decent reliability. We built a new engine of an average quality, and we also built a suspension of an average quality. So we haven't been able to build a gearbox yet of average quality, but it's got good reliability. As you can see, I'm trying to improve the reliability of the engine and suspension at the moment. I don't think we'll use either in this race. I don't know, I might take a chance with one of them, maybe the 59% engine, but it's just, I'm just wary that, you know, we don't want any reliability issues. So, on the design new parts front, basically we've got 4 upgrades left this season. And that's quite a worry, isn't it? And really, we need to make those upgrades straight away. Because the sooner we make those upgrades, the quicker we're going to be. Quicker, that's just obvious. The simulator is done in 12 weeks, which will increase our knowledge of the rear wing. And whilst watching the video back that I did earlier, I kind of realised that that's a spec part. So in fact, the simulator won't make any difference. It will just improve. I think it's sort of like the consistency of our driver. Adaptability and consistency, there you go. So for us to get our brake knowledge up, we need to actually upgrade the factory, which is 8 million. And then build a brakes and R&D facility, which is an extra something. It doesn't tell me at the moment. Engine, we need a level 1 test track. Can we build a test track now, or is that locked as well? That's locked as well. So basically, what I'm gathering here, the telemetry centre, can we build one of those? Yeah, these are all, and then you've got a Hallen Development Centre. Oh, we can build one of them. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we can build a Handling Development Centre, but that's just too much at the moment. So, as I highlighted earlier, this season isn't going to be great, hence why the budget's gone down, because we've had 2 new upgrades. But fingers crossed, next season will be a lot better. So in the preview for this race, there's not really much been said. They're just saying that Renault Down's been tipped to before. And they hope that Jose Maria Lopez, who won the first race, hopes that he continue that with the second race. And Venturi just need to improve because, as we've seen before, they are the only team who've got no points, which is a worry for them. So, without any further ado, without me talking for too long, let's get straight into the Cape Town Grand Prix. We'll put Carroll in the best. Yeah, we'll take a. Trouble is, deceleration's crucial around here. We'll do that. We'll give Carroll the upgrade, and we'll do that. Is the engine crucial around here? I mean, the red zone's the same, isn't it? I'll give Evans that upgrade. The suspension, however, is it? It's like the engine. Is it really worth it for the performance gain? Bugger it, we'll do it. I don't think we've got a real chance of scoring points here, so you know, the more we put risk into it, the more chance we might get a point or two. But there weren't actually any retirements in the first race. It surprised me a lot because there were a lot of reliability problems. I know Sam Bird had reliability issues. so did Daniel Apps, and I'm fingers crossed that a few of the top drivers, I'm thinking of MotoGP there, but a few of the top drivers have a few reliability issues, resulting in them having long pit stops, retiring, and it just being catastrophic. I'm also hoping for some rain as well, that would be nice. And the first positive we can take out is I believe this session was forecast to be sunny, and it's cloudy, so take from that what you will. Now, we're going to give Adam a chance to go in the car today, along with Scott, seeing as, Adam got the best result in Beijing. Whether that just be the fact of, he had a better grid slot, which always helps, of course. That might be it, but we'll see over the season how they perform in contrast to each other. So, here we go then. Practice, just to remind you, it is only a 15-minute practice session. So, quite short really. As I did in the first Grand Prix, I will send my drivers out just for the 1 out lap, bring them in, and then all's happy. So, are the drivers happy with the setup? Here we go. They're going to come into the pits. We had a brilliant record last time with Mitch Evans, and oh dear, we've got an excellent for Scott Speed, but downforce and handling look bad. Dear me. So, downforce, put it in the middle somewhere there. Handling will keep it there, and I'll have to just remember that the speed balance is perfect there. So I'll pause this, and we will look at Carroll on the ultra softs, bear in mind. Yeah, he pretty much had the same downforce, so we'll put him there. And I think the acceleration was around there. He's going to have a much longer stop than Speed, because obviously he's making a lot more changes. So let's go out there and see what we can do with Scott Speed. Obviously only our test driver and our reserve driver, but as I said last episode, he's the best when it comes to giving feedback to us, and we're going to try something a little bit different today. We're going to try and get as high a level as in as many aspects as we can. This will bring me down to earth a lot, this race, and it'll make me gutted because I just know that we haven't got the pace. Generally, the only reason that we completely outshone our expectations in I was going to say Qatar, but in Beijing, is purely because I think our strategy was good, and okay, it might serve us well come the end of the season. I appreciate that, but in excitement in our races throughout the season, it's a little bit worrying. So we're 9/10 off in the first sector already, which is a little bit worrying. We're only on the super softs with Scott, so that's not all too bad, and we're not exactly on the highest engine setting, so that's not all that bad either. So he pops into 16th, does Scott Speed above Verne, Engel and Gutierrez, and Carroll just slots in behind him. Bear in mind that Carroll's got a little bit more fuel on, because Carroll is doing a what's he doing? What is Carroll doing? He is doing a race simulation stint. I couldn't think then what he was doing, but as you can see, qualifying trim in the level 2 stage. What I'll do, I'll let these drivers run for a little bit, and then we can bring them in and then swap their programs over just to see who's fastest on balance. But we're not really too bothered about that. We just want to make sure the knowledge is good. We could finish last in practice, it really doesn't matter, but as long as the knowledge is decent, that's all that matters. So both drivers, guys, have been in for their pit stops to change their strategy. As you can see, we've got Scott now on the ultra softs and Adam on the super softs. Crucially, we've gone for both drivers on race trim to go and try and get that as high as possible, because qualifying matters, okay, we saw that in the last race, but the race is the one that matters the most. So we have Adam, we might as well put him on overtake because he's not going to be doing that many laps. But yeah, we're doing alright in this practice session. We are near the back, but we aren't showcasing all our pace just yet because we've got the tyres on back off. Okay, we might be on the overtake button, but we're not setting qualifying pace, which I feel that some of them, like Maria Lopez, are at the moment. So, that's fair enough. But we're on level 2, of race trim. I will bring Scott Speed in this lap, as the Ultra Softs will be on level 2 at the end of this lap, and try and get the Super Softs up to level 2 as well. I think we can do that quite easily. And try to increase I appreciate I haven't got much time, but we might be able to increase that qualifying trim to level 2. But it's the closing stage of the practice session, so I'll see you at the end of this practice session. Here we are then, folks. Sunny qualifying in Cape Town, so I don't think we're going to get very far up the grid, but we did get some good knowledge. We did get Ultra Softs and the Super Softs on level 2 and the qualifying trim on level 1. So there's a little bit of an important performance increase. We'll put the sweet spot on for Adam Carroll, as it seemed to help last time. Adam Carroll seemed to have a better setup there, didn't he? Obviously, it was got speed in the car, but let's see. That should be okay. And Mitch, he had excellent there, didn't he? So we'll put Mitch on that. That looks okay for Mitch. And we're going to go qualifying for the second race of the Formula E season. As I said before, absolutely no rain forecast. So simply what I'm going to do is wait till the end of the session, set one lap, because there's no point eating into the tyres when we haven't really got a chance of being up there. So what I'm going to do is just wait till the end of the session. So after the first round of qualifying laps, we've got Sam Bird on pole, followed by his teammate in Virgin. Seems to be the best team at the moment. Funnily enough, just followed by the BMW Andretti's. So that's interesting. So we're going to send Evans out first. Carroll to get the preferred trap grip. We won't send him out too late this time, though. I couldn't believe I did that when I watched the video back, to be quite honest. We'll be quite conservative and send him out now, just so he's out more than early enough. And that's my phone going off. Luckily, though, this time, not actually going off in terms of sound. So Mitch obviously doesn't benefit from what Adam's got in terms of the thresholds, but we can try our best to get the tyres and brakes down to a decent temperature. I don't think we're going to be able to get the brakes down, so as long as the tyres are at a perfect temperature, that's brilliant, we should be okay. So Mitch Evans going to start his lap. Sam Bird's going green. Wow, that's bonkers considering he's already on pole. There's quite a few people in the pits though, so it'd be interesting to see where we filter in. Both of them obviously in green for Adam. It's going to be good and great, I'd say. Oh no, yeah, great and good. Well, I can accept that. So we've got Evans, he's 6/10 down in the first sector. That isn't great. Second sector, where will he be? Ideally about 1.2. Oh dear, it's 2.1. This isn't good. Where's he going to end up? He needs to be ahead of Vern. He beats Vern. Actually, he was 2 seconds down after the second sector. The first sector isn't a weakness whatsoever for our cars, it seems like. So 2.4 off for a Carroll. Oh dear, it's been a shocker for Adam Carroll. And Carroll can't out-qualify his teammate, but amazingly, because these cars go really well in the third sector, so we'll have to consider that for the race. But we've beaten our rivals to Cheetah, couldn't think of who they were then, and we meet Maro Engel, so in the Venturis. That's important. We're going to struggle to get points tomorrow, but, you know, we can try our best, can't we, to get points. That's all that matters. If the rain does come down in the race, I will be clapping my hands. Doesn't look like it, though. There's just sun forecast for this race, and this race might be a bit of drama. So we're going to start on the slower tyre, the super softs. There's quite a few actually starting on the super softs, being logical, because obviously, you know, they'll last longer. We don't have great tyre wear. Well, I'll say we don't have great tyre wear. Even on the super softs, we'll probably have to make 3 stops, which isn't great whatsoever. Just checking that we've got the optimum setup with Adam. Yeah, that looks okay. And that's what we'll go with for the start of the Grand Prix. So as you can see, the top 4 are on Ultra Softs. I think the rest are on Ultra Softs, down to about 10th. Going to be interesting to see Virgin will dominate this championship. In some ways, I'll be glad if they do, because I don't really want them as a competitor next year, I'll admit that. And it's going to be tough to beat whoever comes down from IndyCar next year. But as you can see, really, D'Ambrosio, PK, Turvey, these are all on Super Softs. So if we can keep with them, that's good. And I'll tell you what, Sarrazin in that Venturi doing really well to qualify in 14th, with his teammate being, what? Over a second behind him. In fact, probably nearly 2 seconds behind him. That's not great. But Gutierrez, terrible qualifying. But here we go then for the start of the Cape Town Grand Prix. Lights out and away we go, and it's a shocking start from Heidfeld. It's also a poor start from Carroll, who gets held up behind Heidfeld. And it's the first corner. Mitch Evans done a fantastic start up into the points-paying positions. I'm going to push a little bit on the tyres with Mitch, because why not? And Mitch Evans is actually purple in that first sector. And this is pretty damn good from Mitch Evans on the start. So he's down to 8th now. That was kind of to be expected. Have I just changed Adam Carroll's? No, well, I think it was Mitch's. Right, okay, so it's going to balance out. We're good in this third sector, so we should be getting mugged to this sector. But up to 9th with Mitch Evans. We're up to 15th with Carroll, which isn't so bad at all. But as always, we're just going to watch our lead driver. It looks like Felix da Costa will take us into this third corner. He had a really bad start. I'm sure he qualified in about 4th. So he certainly hasn't benefited from the start. And Sam Bird down to 6th in the start. That is not great whatsoever. So we're going to have to conserve our tyres now, because literally that's what we have to do, simply to make the quota for the pit stops. And we've got Pat D'Ambrosio. And actually, until D'Ambrosio takes us here... Oh no, we've held our own around the inside. We're actually the lead super soft runner, which is pretty impressive for us. And Adam Carroll and those super softs doing well as well, holding off Jean-Eric Verne with the super softs behind. So our car actually isn't that bad. It's not as bad as some people don't give us credit for. And there's a virtual safety car. Loic Duval has crashed, and this gives us a little bit of time to save fuel and tyres. So Loic Duval crashing there, that's not good for him whatsoever. They reckon they should come in for a pit stop, but there's not long enough to come in, and that's a shocker. I don't know what quite happened there with Mitch Evans. Maybe he got held up in the crash. We simply don't know. I couldn't see it, but I know he was held up around the outside in that corner. And Adams massively gained from this. So I'm just going to pause it when we get to the end of the virtual safety car. And no seconds left, and we've restarted. So we're just going to put back on our original engine modes and settings and see who comes out on top. So it looks like Evans has pulled away from my man Adam Carroll already, and there's Jean-Eric Verne ahead, who Techeetah just seems to be the worst team. As I said already, Techeetah don't seem to be good whatsoever, so that's worrying for them, but it's good for us because we won't finish last in the constructors. But come on lads, catch up to that Techeetah and get past it. I think we're clearly catching up. There's nothing that's more concise than that and clear. But we are being caught up behind from Gutierrez, who qualified a second off anybody else, which is a little bit worrying. But we're going into our 5th lap when we come around these last few corners. Now, I'm just really enjoying recording this series at the moment. I love Motorsport Manager. I can play it for hours on end. In fact, I have played 128 hours of it, so not much at all. But anyway, back into the race. We're 60... Oh, I can't blooming get rid of that overlay now. Whoops, I made a mistake there. But hopefully you shouldn't be able to see the overlay, because it shouldn't interfere with your guys' screen. But okay. We're going on to our 6th lap soon. There's not really much happening. It's just really a stability of the grid. But actually, these tyres, in all fairness to our lads, are going quite well at the moment, which is really impressive to see. It'll be interesting when the first guys come into the pits. We're back onto a positive with fuel now, pretty much. So we can afford to go back into the richer mix. Not really much happening, like I said. There's not really much overtaking, which is quite a shock. The only thing that I can comment on, really, it's the amount that Robin Freitz is gaining on the rest of the field. Would you look at that? Just look at this. He's come past the line, and our driver's arrows have ruined it a little bit. But Maria Lopez is back sort of there, which is a bit of a worry for them. But there is Mitch Evans. So we're doing well. We're doing well here to hold our own in this race. Whether we'll get points or not, that's doubt. But Rosenqvist comes into the pits. We've got past Rosenqvist, and it looks like he will come out at the back. Yes, it is the back because Duval crashed. And it's brilliant. It's good if obviously the drivers are in some traffic, because they're going to lose some time. Okay, we've got some of the we've pretty much got all the ultra soft runners coming into the pits now, so we will back up on these tyres, because we're probably still going to have to do 2 stops. And wow, just look how we've overtook Verne there. Prost's in the pits. We're going to get past Prost. And who's crashed? Mauro Engel has crashed, as well as Nick Heidfeld. There's 3... Oh, and they've crashed into each other, it seems. Oh dear, how is that? How is that not a safety car? How was that? I'm sorry, but how on earth is that not a safety car? And the other was a virtual safety car. They're practically centimetres away from crashing into the other car. So that's 3 drivers out. 2 other drivers who've made complete meals of their pit stops. And I think, seriously now, there's a decent chance we could get into the points. I think we'll leave it another lap with Evans. We'll take a bit of a risk with Carroll. We'll come into the pits for another set of super soft tyres. And we can afford to push on this next lap with Mitch Evans. We're into the pits. Hopefully this stop goes all well with Adam Carroll. And he's out right on time, which is fantastic. And he comes out in 13th, just behind the pole sitter of Sam Bird. Oh dear, it's been a shocking race for him so far. Absolutely it has. We're going to bring Mitch Evans in. We're not going to be able to make it 2 ultra soft stints, are we? But definitely, before the end of the race, we'll be able to put our ultra softs on. Sorry, so that'll be interesting to see. Mitch Evans then into the pits. Is he going to come out ahead of his team or behind? Has he lost from being out that lap longer? I think he's going to be out quite a way ahead of his teammate. Actually, he is. Wow. Okay then, so there's Adam Carroll just going across the line now, and he gets out ahead of, I think that's Nelson Piquet Jr. And this is a pretty darn good strategy at the moment because, well, I think we're going to have to make 2 stops, fair enough. But I think everyone else might have to make 2 stops. Maybe not everyone else, like the likes of Bird. But most of the guys are going to be able to have to make 2 stops in this race. 2 stops, that's right. And that's exactly what we're having to make. D'Ambrosio's coming to the pits. Will he cock up his pit stop? No, he won't. D'Ambrosio is out solidly ahead of us. Felix da Costa is in the pits. We've just seen Mitch Evans go past. And Adam Carroll's going to move into a points-paying position. Get in there. For the moment, that's crucial. Only for the moment he's in a points-paying position for the moment. But some of these guys that are coming in later, I think, are going to be able to do 1 stop. Whereas we're going to have to do 2 stops. Crucially on the fastest super soft tyre, ultra soft at the end. But that's Felix Rosenqvist, who's definitely going to have to come in for a second stop. There's no question about him having to come in for a second stop. Because he came in really early. He seems to have churned through those super soft tyres immediately, quickly, which is bonkers. And somebody else has definitely have to come in for a 3rd stop. I keep saying a 3rd stop, it's only a 2nd stop, is Daniel App. So we're into the points paying positions with our guys at the moment. And yeah, it's been a pretty good race so far. Okay guys, so I've just noticed, not necessarily the engine, but the new suspension that we put on. We said we're going to take a risk with it, as Robin Freitz gets past Carroll on the Ultra Softs, fair enough. We said we were going to take a risk with that suspension. It's not going to work out, I don't think, because we're going to have to pit and change that suspension, I believe. But Rosenqvist is coming in this lap. He could be coming in for another set of Ultra Softs. There's no question about that. Sorry, Super Softs. I'm completely losing my wording today, but Mitch Evans is holding off the fastest car on the grid. I've probably jinxed it. Sam Bird will probably take him straight away here. But where is Rosenqvist going to come out? We've got past him with with Mitch, and he's down to 10th is Rosenqvist, and Carroll is out just behind him, and Robin Freitz, and Carroll's been mugged around there with PK Jr., and I think there's going to be something wrong with that suspension, so we might have to put another set of super softs on the car. We can afford to push with our man Mitch. We can, yeah. Really, we keep going until that suspension falls off the cliff. But look, we're actually gaining. We've lost Sam Bird. Sam Bird's gone. It's Adam Carroll who's losing out because he hasn't got I don't think he's got the pace in his car. We did give Mitch Evans the risky upgrades, and it seems to have worked out well for him here. Number 6 is in. Buemi's in. We've got past Buemi. Buemi's had a bad stop. He's been in the pits a hell of a long time. And could this be another driver who's messed up his strategy? Prost isn't in the points. Buemi's not in the points. Prost is going to have to come in again. And the E-Dames team, the E-Dams team that seems so dominant in real life, just aren't dominant whatsoever here. Looks like everyone's going to have to make 2 stops. We'll pit Adam Carroll just to be safe onto another set of supers. I don't think we'll have to change anything on Adam Carroll's car, so that's all good. But it seems there's a lot of drivers coming into the pits now, so wow, there's one driver who seems to have it's Prost with the really weak tyres. But we're going to try. Okay, we've been lapped now. Oh god, we've been lapped. But we're still in 12th. That does not matter whatsoever. And we've just jumped down to 13th. And okay, we're going to bring Mitch Evans in for the ultra soft tyres now. Oh dear. We're going to have to replace that, and hopefully we're going to take the risk of doing a fast pit stop, which might work, might not. If it doesn't work, I've really buggered it for us. But Oliver Turvey's in the pits as well. If he has a slow stop, this might work to our advantage. Oliver Turvey doesn't come about his pit spots. His pit box is just there. Is that Oliver Turvey coming out? No, it's not. It's gone well for Mitch so far. Is it going to be good on the suspension? Yes, it is! And we come out ahead of Oliver Turvey on the ultra soft tyres. And it might just be 1 point today. Might only be 1 point, but who cares? And Adam Carroll has managed to overtake Turvey. Turvey's been in the pits for a long, long time there. And this looks to be good for us. It's going to be a good, hopefully just the one. It might just be the 1 point, but actually we're on the ultra soft, so we're going to be a lot quicker than a lot of the drivers now because we've got that second advantage a lap, and that outweighs the the poorness of our car. But Maria Lopez, oh dear, we're getting unlapped by someone. But Maria Lopez and Freitz have been in the pits for ages. What do they do? Come on, come on, come on. Come on, Mitch. Yes! We're ahead. Oh, no. I kind of... No, actually. Oh, dear. Maria Lopez only on the super softs, and we can't seem to budge him. Crucially at the moment, though, we've got Adam Carroll, who is in 12th. If Adam Carroll can pull a few stops, Adam Carroll can get up to 10th. Probably not, because he's got Sarazan behind him, but Mitch Evans might be able to score some points for us today. I might even be able to push with Mitch, and in fact, probably with Adam as well. And we've got past Maria Lopez. Come on, challenge him, no, come on, no, don't do that. Keep going on the inside, and Sam Bird's going to come out right in this battle. Sam Bird isn't even going to come out in this battle. Sam Bird, his race is completely over and done. We've got back past Maria Lopez. And unbelievably, in a race, I thought that we'd never do anything in. There's a number of drivers that have had reliability issues. And Mitch Evans is going to score 6 points. 6 whole bloody points for the team. We can attack with Mitch Evans at the moment. But D'Ambrosio's also in. Is it going to be a long stop for D'Ambrosio? I don't think it will be. He's got a part change. Somebody else is in, but it doesn't really matter because D'Ambrosio's come out. Rosenqvist is in as well as somebody else. Felix da Costa. Can we get out ahead of him? Yes, we can. We're on for our season's best result. What is going on here? They're all out on the ultras, but for some reason, we beat them. Oh, dearie me. This is absolutely fantastic. And we couldn't even catch up to Wemmy. Is anyone going to come into the pits? I don't think there's going to be anyone coming into the pits. It's the final lap of the race. And unless we monumentally cock it up now, we should be able to win. And Adam Carroll, come on, Adam, son. Come on. Try and go. Oh, no, Sarazan. We were just about to get past Gutierrez. And we buggered it up. But all's fair in love and war. I think Adam's going to start falling through the grid now. And he's got a blue flag, which is a real shame. He's going to come across the line just behind Daniel Abt, I think. Adam hasn't finished. He hasn't finished. Okay, he hasn't finished. Right, let's just keep tabs on Mitch Evans, who's going to come across the line, we believe, all the way up in 5th. We're going to put the overtake button on. Come on, keep it ahead of Rosenqvist. This is going to be a fantastic result. Buemi's out of fuel. Come on, catch up to Buemi. Come on, he's out of fuel. Come on, Mitch. Come on, Mitch. Yes! 4th place for Mitch Evans. Get in there. Absolutely fantastic. I cannot believe we've done that. That just completely tops our result in Beijing. Adam Carroll. An unfortunate race for him. I don't care that Daniel Apps won and got a 1-2 for Audi Sport. But what a race by Mitch Evans. And that actually shows that the car has got the pace, because Mitch Evans did get the upgrades. And Mitch Evans, astoundingly, finishes all the way up in 4th. Now, I don't think there's any part risks. So we've got a definite 4th on our hands. And it's 4th place. Robin Fiennes gets 2 points for setting the fastest lap. How does this look in the championship then? Obviously, it's mixed about a little bit. We're in 6th in the championship, which is obviously where we were before this race. It's tight at the front. We've got Maria Lopez on 31, with Degrassi and D'Ambrosio on 30. We're on 18, and Adam Carroll's on 8. And in the constructors, we're 25 points above our 2 rivals. We've simply had an absolutely fantastic start to this season. And we need to take these points for granted now, because it was reliability that caused that. I mean, we went up so much, and I don't quite know what happened to Buemi for him to run out of fuel. But regardless, we've done extremely well to get up to 4th in that race, and I can't quite believe it. I mean, I walked into the video thinking it's going to be quite a boring race, because we'll be lucky to get a point. And I thought we were just going to get a point with Adam Carroll at the end, but it just seemed that it wouldn't happen. But 12 points. Which, with Mitch Evans, I think that's, to be fair, a bit of a consolation for that, definitely. I think no doubt about it. These 2 drivers have got the pace, and I don't see why they shouldn't be in next year. You know, they're doing really well, and I think I'm going to sign these drivers up for next year. So, another 24 days, another 4 weeks before the next race, and the conditions dropped a lot, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. So, Mitch was beaten by Daniel Abt. I've got 100% belief in my drivers, but they won't discuss terms with me now. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. So, let's have a look at the standings then. So we've got 18 points and 8 points of Adam Carroll. 26 points after 2 rounds. That wasn't expected whatsoever. With the car, can we do anything with the car? We've got plenty of time before the next race. We need to build a new gearbox. That's crucial, I think, before the next race. And ideally, I don't know, we'd run into a bit of financial peril, but that should be okay come the end of the season. We should be able to build a suspension before the next race as well. But what a Grand Prix that was. I'm absolutely ecstatic with that. There's been a factory distraction. Mitch is constantly on his phone. Yeah, Mitch's morale's going to go down, but we'll tell him to stop going on his phone with pleasure, and that's about it. That's going to be the climax for today's episode of the Formula E, Formula E category. Oh my god, I did this last time, didn't I? The Formula E category, and I think that's going to be a significantly shorter video than the first time, but what a result. I think that deserves a like, doesn't it? 12 points of a car that apparently is only the 8th best on the grid. We've only the 6th best driver on the grid, you know, 4th out of 20 drivers. That's not bad going, is it? Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you for the Munich Grand Prix. We can get to the correct tab. There's not rain forecast, but as we've displayed there, we don't need rain, do we? Sod rain. You know, whatever. But wear is very low here, so we might be able to make it a one stop. But what a race for Mitch Evans. I think that deserves a like. Comment and subscribe if you haven't done already. And I'll see you for the Munich Grand Prix. Goodbye. Yes!